Right. It would seem that I am live on a brand new platform. I wasn't very impressed with StreamYard yesterday, even though I had spent a lot of money with StreamYard. And at the last moment, it wouldn't actually go on live. So I'm trying this new company out, and I thought I'd just do a quick impromptu today just to see if it's feasible, if it works, and so on and so forth. And I completely understand if nobody is actually online, and because I haven't given anybody a heads up. I haven't given anybody a heads up to say like I'm going to be coming online. Um, so I don't expect anybody to be online. So it is Saturday afternoon, around 10 minutes to 5 UK time. And I just thought I'd give this a shot, and I'd love to have your feedback. So last night was my first uh, event back, shall we say. Um, and I was really kind of like really, mm, I was really whether or not I should do it. But it would seem that you guys were happy. So then we'll keep on going. So I don't know. I actually not too sure whether to stick to that what you know, or um, well, I've got a couple of people saying hi. Good to see you're here. Hello, guys. It's a pleasure to be here. So this is all this new streaming live studio is new to me. I've always been with a company called StreamYard for many years. So whether or not uh, I'm up for giving this a shot. This is a trial for me for today, and whether or not I can do seminars via this one, I don't know. But if we could do seminars via this, then definitely we should do it. It looks very similar to StreamYard, so let's see what we can do. I'm going to see if I can. I'm just going to play with this at the minute. Oh, bless you. Yes. Yeah. It's funny. I've literally just been chatting with a chap, one of my neighbors here, and he's going. Well, his young lady is going through exactly the same thing that myself and my family are going through, and it's amazing how much similarities there are. So, what I was saying last night about the quiet corner being a place for people to be able to go to converse, and at times when you need somebody to talk to, and sometimes, just sometimes, being able to talk to somebody virtually. In other words, from a place of like you're in your own home, but you can talk to somebody without them being here in your space. Sometimes that's a good thing too. Worst case scenario is you close the laptop down and you're out of that space. Um, I would hope though that if I can create something that would, you know, where everybody would really want to be there and not want to help other people. That's why I created Introspective. Introspective hasn't just been a snap of the finger return. I've got to think of a name of a show. Introspective has a lot of basis to it. It has a lot of rooting and grounding, and a lot of situations, um, that you would not believe people are going through, because they're either too afraid to talk about it, too embarrassed to talk about it, too scared to understand what it is they're going through. And I could keep going. But the only thing is having a place where you can go, my God, this is actually happening to me, and going, I don't understand this, So there's a lot of good people out there going through really dark times, and they don't know where to turn. So the quiet corner is going to be one of those places, and Introspective is going to be a place where I know I can help people from an individual standpoint, not my individual standpoint, theirs or your individual standpoint. So introspective is starting within and working without. It has links into my books. It has links into the Safe Way. It has links into the little book of Quick Wisdom, The Power Within. It has links into all of those books that will allow each person the opportunity to evaluate themselves, but without the pressure of somebody giving an opinion. Okay, the only opinion, I mean, the hardest opinion is to evaluate yourself. When you can stand and look at yourself in the mirror and say, "No, I love who I am," then you're in a good place to be able to make your whole world as effective as you are. So if you're coming from an energy of strong strength, power, and self belief, then you watch the energy in the world around you change. When I say the world around you, I mean the world around you. So your immediate surroundings, i.e., your home, your work life, your family, your friends, that's the world around you. But if you're affecting them in a positive way, and you're affecting them with a positive change and making them think a little bit about themselves, you're dropping a pebble into a very, very, very big pond, and then ripples will go out. Thank you very much. Sorry for being there. I really appreciate it. Genuinely do. So I see Lynn's on here as well. So do let me know what do you think of this particular format? Is it any different? Does it look better? Tell me. It actually helps for you to tell me, because it's interesting. For from the feedback's important. It's really, really important. Um, I'm just looking at the various settings. They all look very similar to StreamYard. So I've been on here for about 7 minutes, and already I've got a few of you guys in here. It's really, really quite good. Tell everybody that I'm live. Just see what everybody says. You know, interesting. It's a beautiful night, as you can see outside. The sky is that beautiful turquoise and blue, and those grey clouds with a bit of that might have snow in them. I'm a snow fanatic. I love the snow. Um, yes, it looks good, easy to access. Oh, that's good. I mean, it's all right. That's good to know that you guys are giving me the positive feedback. Well, then I might go down and keep it on this particular route, because StreamYard has changed a whole variety of things, and just getting it onto my web pages and getting it onto well, that's another thing that's going to change in 2026. I'm changing my whole everything's changing. I'm shutting down the Paul Francis of 2025. It's been shut down. I'm literally closing that chapter, and 2026 is going to be brand new. It's going to be brand new, and it's going to be focused. And it's going to be, still writing the book, Walking with the Light. I thought I'd have it ready for this December, but obviously, for obvious reasons, it's taken a huge back burner, because obviously with Johanna's passing, that was just something that I needed to start just getting the music sorted out here in the background. I love my background music. It allows me to think. I very often will do that. I very often will sit here and think, and just I've got Shadow and Holly sitting over there looking at me, and Maya's away for the next 5 or 6 days, 7 days, and it is a good opportunity for me to start writing again. To be honest with you, because normally I'm sort of still being dad and making sure Maya gets to work, I make sure she gets to her friends, and so on and so on, and still being a dad and make sure she gets home safely. So I'm still doing all the dad stuff. So it's kind of like I love it. I mean, I've been divinely blessed. Rosie, Brandon, Maddie, and Maya are just sublime children. I've been sublimely blessed, and Sue and Rachel, they came into my life, and they made those parts of my life excellent. And then Johanna came into my life, and that whole section of my life was excellent. So I focus. I was saying to Maya the other night, as you know, I said, when my first marriage, I don't look at anything that went wrong with it. I just look at all of the great things that come out of it. And then same with Rachel. I don't focus on what went wrong. I focus on all the great things that came out of it, and the lessons that I had learning. Hello, you. Oh, I got a little person here who wants to say hi. Do you remember she always said hi in the days gone past? There she is. This is Holly Waddles. Holly Waddy Wombat. This was she was never away from Johanna. Yeah, I love you too. And of course, we got Shadow, who's walking over here, looking at me, going, "Hey, Dad, were you just messing with her? Where's my cuddles?" You can hear him in the background doing it. When he shakes, the whole place shakes. Thank you. You posted it on Facebook. Yeah, just tell people that I'm live right now. It's an impromptu. I didn't tell anybody I was coming on. I was just trying out the software, and I thought, well, best thing to do is just give it a shot. See where it is. See if it works. If it's easy to get onto, like you guys are saying, then maybe it's something that we need to look at. I will be definitely getting stuck into after last night. I have to be honest. Last night uh, was a milestone for me because I had planned on starting back weeks back, and I had planned on starting the show back then, and every time I came up to doing the show, I folded, and I found myself sitting in a corner, you know, just not ready, just not ready to face the world, let alone doing anything else. Um, Grief has hit me in a way that I never remotely expected. I didn't. It hit me like a sledgehammer right between the eyes. I always thought, oh well, you're a professional medium, you should be able to handle it. You know that Johanna's gone to a world of absolute serenity and absolute peace and tranquility, and she's going to be surrounded by her family that she lost. And yes, I know that. But what I mean is it behind. So when people say to you, "Oh, she's gone to a better place," they mean well, and I totally get that. I've said it, God, 1,000 times myself. But what I didn't understand was the people I was saying it to, the loneliness that they're experiencing. I was not expecting that. I wasn't expecting that huge void in your life that the energy of that person filled. That, oh my God, literally, when you say that person's your other half, it literally is. I was writing something this morning, and I think I was writing for um, walking with the light, and I kind of use the analogy. It's like trying to walk with one leg. It's possible. You can do it. There's a lot of people out there, and they get prosthetics, and they get up and they make it happen. So I kind of use that analogy. It's like trying to get up and walk again, but you've only got one leg. So you decide either you're going to hop everywhere, make it hard, hop, or you do something about it to make your life easier. And that step last night was me putting on a prosthetic leg, so to speak, and walking forward. And I can either hide from all of the BS that's going on around me, or I can face it head on. And only those who have done something wrong hide. And I've never done anything wrong, so I'm not going to hide. Yeah, Holly Waddle. She was Johanna's furry baby. She would, when we go to bed in the evening, she would jump underneath the quilt and go right up Johanna's legs and into the crux of Johanna's back. And I said, "Do you want me to, get her out for you?" She goes, "Oh God knows, like she's like having a little hot water bottle." And Johanna used to dress her in bling and get little clothes for her and stuff. And oh my God. So it was basically having a baby. She was like Johanna's baby. So I used to call her Turncoat because it was me that rescued her, didn't I? Turncoat. Yeah. So taking these steps forward, it's I know what's coming. If I having gone through what I went through with my dad, having it was only the Christmas after he left that hit me. That's what it went and hit me. When he died, I was sad. Go, bringing him to the gravesite and leaving him, you know, bringing him to a traditional gravesite, which is tradition for my family in Ireland, and the family plot, etc., etc. That was really difficult. And going back to the house with no dad and no mom, that was like difficult. And it was the weekend of Easter. So my dad passed in Ireland. When you pass 3 days, that's all it is from the person passing. Say for example, you pass on a Monday, by Thursday you'll be buried. That's the way it is in Ireland. Over here, I still, even though I've lived here for a long, long, long time, I still don't get used to this because then again, I wasn't involved with a lot of people passing. Um, I've involved a lot of people coming to me after people have passed. That's the difference. But over here, you can be months before you're buried or cremated. And Johanna died on the 25th of August. Excuse me one sec. And I keep this here. That's her memorial card. And she passed on the 25th of August at 57 years old. And she didn't get buried till the 22nd of September, which is just wrong. So anybody who watches this, um, anybody who watches this, if you are involved in concepts that that can help this, it's too long for be suffering. They're suffering the loss and the delay of it is too much. That's the tribute pictures inside of her. That's Johanna. That's Johanna, and that's Johanna. So, and that's my favorite picture. So I got my favorite picture on the front. 57. She battled cancer for 7 years. She fought the fight. Oh, you've got your sister's furry baby. That's good. Well, Shadow and Storm were they came into our lives through Johanna. She always had big dogs, big German shepherds, and I love sharing this story. She said to me one afternoon, she goes, I've always had big dogs. She means I love Holly. I love Holly, and she was always worried about the day that Holly would leave us because Holly is now, oh my gosh, this dog is what 16 years old, 16 of our years old. So she was always like, Holly's, she's 10 years old, she's 12 years old now, she's 14 years old now. She's always worried about the day that, Holly would, it's time for Holly to cross the Rainbow Bridge. I love that concept, the Rainbow Bridge for animals. So she said, would you be, I've always had big dogs, would you be upset if we had a German Shepherd? And I said, babe, if you want a German Shepherd, that's what are you even asking me for? She goes, well, I wouldn't just go and do it. And I said, no, babe, if you want a German Shepherd dog, I have no problems with that whatsoever. None, none. She goes, oh, good, because we're picking them up on Friday. Those were her words verbatim. Oh, good, because we're picking them up on Friday. So two things jumped out of my mind there. Number one is them, them, and this coming Friday. And I said, them. She goes, yeah, I kind of went ahead with two. I got two. They're puppies. They're only just they're from a reputable breeder. They're all KC registered. The whole they've got all of their blah blah blahs. I said, right, okay. I said, well, where are we picking them up? She goes, it's just the other side of St. Austell. I said, well, okay, that's roughly 45 minutes away. All right. She goes, if you don't like them, we'll not pick them up. So we all hopped in the car, eager to go and see these German Shepherd puppies. So I was driving. I was about 5 or 6 miles outside of St. Austell, and I said to her, babe, where's the, you know the address? She goes, yeah. And I said, well, just give us the sat nav coordinates, give us the postcode, and I'll put it into the sat nav. We'll get it. And she went, right. She goes, and I said, St. Austell, right? She goes, yeah. I said, what, this side or the Plymouth side? Where? She goes, well, she said, it's TQ. I went, TQ. She goes, yeah. I said, that's not St. Austell postcode. That's a Torquay postcode. She went, no, it's St. Austell. She goes, I looked at the map. She goes, it's only this far. And I said to her, oh my God. And this was while we were en route. I said, Torquay is 2.5 hours from St. Austell. She goes, it isn't. That's only that far on the map. I said, how big's your map? And she, oh my God, we laughed about that for ages. We did go on ahead to Torquay, and we obviously did pick up the said puppies, and they became part of our family, which we would never change. Shadow and Storm became a little bit like that. So when Johanna passed, Storm went to live with Johanna's oldest daughter up in the Lake District. So I know he'll be well looked after, and he'll be in a beautiful place. And he was Johanna's, really. He was Johanna's favorite, and Shadow's more. He came Shadow. She said to me, "They choose you. You don't choose them. They will choose you." And Shadow just came right up to me on the day we met him, and he just pushed his nose up against mine. And from that day forward, it was a goer. So I have Shadow here with me, and I have Holly, and Shadow's kind of my last link, so to speak, with Johanna. So that will never change. Uh, are you going to get back to work, darling? Thank you so much for being here. I will be back working next week. Okay, I did tell everybody last night that I'd like for you guys to send me text messages or send me emails or WhatsApp messages, whatever you like, and tell me which day you think might be the best. I mean, if you think it's Friday, I have no problem. It makes no odds to me. We can do a Friday night, or we can do a Sunday evening. Makes no odds to me. So whatever day, I'd love to know your feedback. So do let me know your feedback. I can't believe that we've gone 23 minutes. I only just wanted to put the software on to see if it worked. Clearly it does. But do let me know if you want to if you want me to carry on with this particular company. I'm more than happy to do so, because it seems very easy to use, very simple, and very similar to StreamYard. StreamYard's just become just stupidly technical. So I'll figure this out. Once again, thank you so much for being here. It's so good to be able to see you guys talking back with me, conversing. That's really, really great. I really appreciate that. I was really worried that I might start this and it might just fall apart. It might not work. Lynn, I love German Shepherds. You've had four. I lost my dad when I was 20 and my mum 3 years later when I was 23. I'm so worried. I mean, that's tough. And you've got your sister's furry baby. That's a lovely connection. They are beautiful. So tell everybody I was live, please, and tell them that I will be live again. Do you know what? I might do a live tomorrow night. How about that? Yeah. How about we do a live tomorrow night? Yeah. Let me know if you want me to do a live show tomorrow night, because I'm here alone by myself. Maya's away, and I might just do that tomorrow evening. So enjoy the rest of your Saturday night, or Saturday, wherever you are in the world listening to me, and I'll come back and see you tomorrow night. Yeah. Okay. Let's do a 7 o'clock, Sunday night at 7. That sounds like a nice little show. Sunday night at 7. Let's do that tomorrow night, all right? So thanks once again. Thank you for helping me with this little experiment. It seems to have worked. I do like this whole sparkly, starry kind of thing in the background. It's kind of cool. And I love that outside. That's beautiful, isn't it? So come join me tomorrow evening, 7 p.m. UK time. And let's do Sunday night at 7. So I like that. That's just come to me. Have a lovely night. And thank you for being here. See you all soon. Take care.